So here we want to show that this hyperbola here, the polar equation, the corresponding polar equation is r squared equal to negative b squared minus dividing by 1 minus e squared sine squared theta. And so this is the this hyperbola. Recall that this is a hyperbola with the center at 0, 0, and then is up the type y squared minus x squared. And so the hyperbola will have branches opening up and down. So it looks something like this. So here this is the hyperbola here. So the branches, one will open up, one will open down, and then the center is at 0, 0, and then A would be the distance from here to here, and then B would be the distance from here to here. So that's what the A and the B are. And so once again, we want to find the corresponding polar equation for this hyperbola right here. And so we have y squared divided by a squared minus x squared divided by b squared equal to 1. And so we use the formulas relating the rectangular system to the polar system. So in the place of y, we have r sine of theta. In the place of x, we have r cosine of theta. And then simplify, we have r squared times sine squared theta. And then here we have r squared times cosine squared of theta. And the common factor is r squared. So let's pull it out. So we have r squared times sine squared theta dividing by a squared minus cosine squared theta dividing by b squared. Now let's combine these two fractions. So we'll cross multiply sine squared times b squared is b squared sine squared minus a squared times cosine squared. The whole thing divided by the product of a squared and b squared. So that's how we combine these two fractions. And now let's multiply the left side, the right side, by the reciprocal of this expression. The reciprocal, to form the reciprocal, just turn it upside down. So we have b squared sine squared theta minus a squared cosine squared theta over a squared b squared. Now turn it upside down to form the reciprocal. So turn it upside down, and this is what we have, the reciprocal. So multiplying the left side by the reciprocal, multiplying the right side by the reciprocal. Of course, this expression, multiplying by its reciprocal, will get 1. Because this expression will cancel out with this expression, and then this one will cancel out with this one. And we get 1, so r squared times 1 is just r squared. And then the right side, we have a squared, b squared, dividing by b squared sine squared theta minus a squared cosine squared theta. And this is the polar equation, but let's go ahead and simplify it a little bit more. So from here, let's divide the numerator and the denominator by a squared. So divide the numerator by a squared, then we get b squared. Divide each term in the denominator by a squared. So we have b squared dividing by a squared. A squared dividing by a squared is 1. So we just have cosine squared of theta. And once again, for this type of conic section, here we have a hyperbola. The relationship between the ABC is c squared equal to a squared b squared. Recall that this is vertex number 1, this is vertex number 2. And then we have the focus somewhere in here, and we have another focus somewhere in here. The distance from center to the vertex is a. The distance from the center to the focus somewhere in here is c. And so that's what c is. And the relationship between ABC to c squared equal to a squared plus b squared. And so we get b squared is equal to c squared minus a squared. Also recall that the eccentricity is defined as c dividing by a. And so we have b squared is c squared dividing by a squared. So from here, in the place of this b right here, b squared, we have c squared minus a squared. C squared dividing by a squared minus a squared dividing by a squared is 1. Multiply this out, we have c squared over a squared times sine squared of theta minus 1 times sine squared is just sine squared of theta, and then minus cosine squared of theta. Minus sine squared of theta minus cosine squared of theta, we can rewrite it as minus sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta. Sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta is 1. And then we can rewrite the denominator as negative 1 plus c squared over a squared times sine squared of theta. Multiply the numerator and the denominator by negative 1. B squared times negative 1 is negative B squared. And then multiply each term in the denominator by negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. And then this term right here is positive. When we multiply by negative 1, we just get the negative. C squared over A squared, that's E squared. And this is the final form that we want. And so for the hyperbola, y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared equal to 1, the corresponding polar equation is r squared equal to negative b squared dividing by 1 minus e squared times sine squared of theta.